In question 4, a can of soda can hold 330 milliliters. Its height is 11 centimeters. For this problem, we're assuming it's a cylinder. Right? The first question asks you to convert 330 milliliters to centimeters cubed. These are actually equivalent. This is a capacity measure, and this is a volume measure, meaning capacity is the amount of liquid that goes inside of a shape, volume is the amount of space inside of shape. And so, of course, those are related. But one of the things that we learned is that 1 milliliter equals 1 centimeter cubed. And so this is simply 330. It asks you to show that the radius of the can is that much. Now, unfortunately, this was a typo. So we were very generous in marking the tests. The radius ends up being 3.09. There's a couple of people that were good about doing that, but otherwise. But anytime they have a show that question, it's important for us to work our way towards the answer. And so the only information that we have, right, is the volume of the cylinder. Yeah? Since the volume is in centimeters cubed, right, then whenever I calculate this, my dimensions will be in centimeters. And I know that my height is 11. So essentially what I would do is I would take the 330 milliliters or centimeters cubed that I was given and the height that I was given, way at the top of the question, and substitute those inside the equation. And when you end up divide by 11, and you're going to get 33. Oops, sorry, no you're not. You'd end up just dividing by 330 by 11 pi, right? And then once you do that, you're going to end up square rooting, kind of like we did with the area formula, right? And then you'll end up finding that radius is approximately 3.09 centimeters, right? So marks would be for doing the substitution and showing the proper steps to get to 3.09. Although we were quite lenient when we marked this question, in terms of like if you substituted 3.241 or whatever into the equation and sort of got a result, then that was okay. Just because if that answer is wrong, right, then that causes you to sort of pause at the question. So apologies for that. Total surface area of the can. So, well, the surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi r squared, because that's the top and bottom, and 2 pi rh, which is the sort of curved surface area of the cylinder, right? And so that's 2 pi and then radius. Now, again, here we accepted the use of 3.241, excuse me, just because that wrong amount was given. But essentially, finding the surface area is us substituting those numbers inside. And after doing all of these calculations, you would essentially get 273.558 centimeters squared, right? If you used 3.241 in the calculation, then you would have gotten 290 centimeters squared, right? So, and again, as I said, both of those answers were accepted as long as the working was right, just because of the fact that the wrong value is provided, okay?